Welcome to episode 35 of the OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back. My name is Jackman Oaks.
And I'm Brian Hines, and it's apparently wear your pajamas to work day.
Is it?
Yeah.
You got your pajamas on underneath?
I've been down in the warehouse.
Oh,
It's chilly.
I see.
With us, as always, on the other side of the camera, Tiny Brian Woodard.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
It's Tiny Brian. Will be in the chat this evening under OVW Podcast. Throughout the evening, he'll be collecting all of your wrestling and wrestling-related comments, questions, concerns, complaints, requests, all of that stuff. And Brian Hines, there's this. I don't quite get it yet. We've been doing this for 35 episodes.
You mean the thing?
Yes, that thing.
How people can get their comments read immediately.
What do they call that?
That is a super chat.
So right. If you super chat in the chat room, Tiny Brian will interrupt us no matter what we are talking about and relay that information to us on the immediate. Tiny Brian, how are you doing tonight?
I've had a busy afternoon, but I'm doing real well. I'm excited to be here. Glad to be back talking to the OVW Fan Nation.
So are we.
It was kind of up in the air as to whether or not we were all going to be able to get together today.
Yeah, in Lexington here and in much of Kentucky, it is a winter wonderland.
That's what I was going to say.
Looks like Narnia outside. So no matter where you are, I hope that you're safe. But certainly if you are affected by inclement weather, stay safe. No reason to leave the house unless you have to. But we left the house.
Stay here, watch us.
Stay home, watch us, baby. We're here for you. We left the house for you. It ain't nothing changed. It's all still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
A little more snow on some of it.
Just a little more snow. Tiny Brian, what are we getting into on this episode of the OVW Fan Zone Live?
Oh, we've got several. We want to talk a little bit about. We're going to talk about the Nightmare Rumble a little bit, maybe.
Okay.
Now, our full discussion, guys, of the Nightmare Rumble. We've never done this before. You guys ready to do something new?
Yes.
Are you ready to spring something on us on live TV that
You've
we're
already
going to
done
have to
it.
agree to?
It's fine. You've
Okay.
already done it. Guys, we just recorded an hour ago or so the latest episode 80 of the OVW podcast, the unofficial podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Right.
That episode,
Wherever you find your podcasts.
and we're a little late getting that out. We apologize, but it will be available for you at 8 p.m. Eastern Time immediately following this program on our YouTube channel.
Good
No
deal.
way. We have never done that before. That's crazy. Technology is insane. So, yeah, over on our YouTube channel, if you're not following us, please hop over there and give us a follow. My Lyft driver followed us on the way over.
Oh,
That's lovely.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
Shout out to him.
I wish I could remember his name or pronounce it. But over on our YouTube channel, OVW Podcast, that episode will drop tonight. So, yeah, our full coverage or mostly full coverage of the Nightmare Rumble.
Our abbreviated coverage.
Of the Nightmare Rumble will be available right after the end of this show, so that's great. We don't usually talk about the other stuff.
The other stuff.
Stuff we used to call Connecticut and Jacksonville. Now we've loosened up a little
The
since
times
then.
they are a changing.
We are going to talk about some other stuff tonight, namely Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I know that you haven't got the chance to catch up yet,
No,
but you've heard.
I've seen some clips. I've heard a little bit. I am going to go and watch. It's just been. I figured Monday was going to be a snow day,
Right.
but depending on whose side you're on, good or bad, I live in closest proximity, so I've been kind of busy holding down the fort here and stuff. So I haven't
the
got a
lights
chance
on?
to watch it, but I'm looking forward to it because the good things, bad things, ugly things I've heard about it are enough to make me want to tune in, and I was going to do it anyway. So there you go.
Well, let's start kind of at the top.
I did watch it. I watched it live.
Let's start with some of the complaints of Raw. Too many talking segments. Yes, totally. That is. There were 3 matches in 3 hours. Four matches
in 3 hours.
Wait, what?
4 matches in 3 hours. Having said that, I think on the first Netflix show, I mean, I had friends that don't watch wrestling text me and say, "You watching Raw tonight?" This was an event. This Raw on Netflix was. I think that in the future, the pacing will fix itself a little bit more. But I think on this show, you had to have Triple H come out and kind of explain what wrestling was. You had to have The Rock kind of come out and cut a promo as Dwayne Johnson, not necessarily as The Rock.
Because everyone knows Dwayne Johnson.
Right. You had to have some of these things in place to to, I guess, ingratiate your wider audience, what is going to be, without a doubt, the widest audience you've ever reached with one broadcast. So I understand why that had to happen. I do think that giving those matches that were there enough time to breathe more than made up for the too much talking, quote unquote. And by too much talking, it's Triple H, John Cena, and The Rock. Is that really too much talking? And those are the guys you're giving promo time to?
No.
So I did think that was. I did think that there were a lot of talking segments, but I did think that the too much talking might have been slightly in bad faith.
Okay, but to your point, if you're going to have people out there to talk, Triple H for sure.
Yes, have to.
The Rock
Mm-hmm.
and John Cena, given where he is in his career,
Right,
and what he means to WWE.
And I think that I was talking about this with Chad, our friend Chad, who I think that the wider OVW audience will get to know shortly. We were talking about it, and Vince had that promo. I hate to even say his name. Vince had that promo that kind of kicked off the Attitude Era. Like, we're done insulting your intelligence. It's been good guys versus bad guys for a long, just like that promo. I think that Triple H, as the head of the company, the head of creative, the most outward-facing, most publicly recognizable person in the company on the decision-making end, at least, has to come out and have that style of promo.
Yeah.
We're in the Netflix era now. I'm the head of creative now. I'm the guy moving forward. I think that more than anything, he needed to start the show and have that kind of era-defining promo. Very similar to Vince's Attitude Era defining promo. I thought overall it was a strange night. Macaulay Culkin got the biggest pop of the night. Hulk Hogan did not.
No.
I think if the biggest loser out of that situation, honestly, is Jimmy Hart looking.
Poor Jimmy Hart.
Man.
I hate that for somebody like him because we've met him several times. Well, I have. My son has been with me a few of those. Victor was with me the last time I saw him, and he's just an all-around great guy.
Yeah.
He still is. And he just had a birthday, for crying out loud, January 1st.
But here's the thing, and I think that things would have been a little different if he didn't come out waving an American flag. I really, really do. I think if he had come out waving like a Hulk Rolls flag, I think that the visual, people would have been able to disconnect a little bit more of Hulk Hogan, the character, versus Hulk Hogan, this person that we know.
Yeah.
And I just, I hate to live in a world where, people are booing the American flag, but, that, I really do think that part of the reception that Hulk Hogan got was the most recent thing that we remember him of was a political thing. And in L.A., it wasn't necessarily their political party.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I just think it was some bad optics. But I do, having said that, he needed to be there. It's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
What do you do? And also, The Undertaker got a huge pop. If we're really just getting down to brass tacks about people's political opinions or whatever,
yeah.
The Undertaker got a huge pop.
Are Rhea Ripley and Undertaker going to ride around on that motorcycle now?
I think
if
that
they don't, they should.
I think that honestly, they've been looking for a new Undertaker for a long time.
They already lost their first new Undertaker.
And they had no idea how to book him well either.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No comment.
But honestly, having the American Badass Undertaker come out with Rhea Ripley, that pairing made so much more sense. That works. Yeah. That pairing makes more sense than the Dead Man version.
Yeah.
Because Rhea Ripley is she is that era of Undertaker in the women's division right now.
Yeah.
Just a beat your ass, cool as hell.
She's from Australia, right?
She's from Australia.
She's the Australian badass.
Yeah, she's the Australian badass.
Yeah.
No, I think that so much of that women's revolution stuff was so ham-fisted in there, where Bayley's doing the Macho Man elbow drop, or Ronda Rousey is doing Roddy Piper stuff,
or Charlotte Flair.
Well, Charlotte Flair made sense because she is legitimately Charlotte Flair. But
I love that Brad just keeps pulling illustrations.
Keep talking, man. Keep talking.
So much of that women's revolution stuff was so frustrating in that way. because we didn't know how to make a woman star without comparing them to a male. Rhea Ripley made her own star, and then comparing her to Undertaker made, like, for some reason, made so much more sense. And I think it's because she wasn't saddled as being the new Undertaker from the moment that she walked into the place.
Which was the right call.
Which was absolutely the right call. And fast forward, notice, like, the only one of those women that's still doing anything related to that gimmick that they were saddled with during the Women's Revolution is Charlotte Flair, and it's because she was legitimately the only one that should have been doing it.
Yeah.
Bayley shouldn't have been doing elbow drops. Sasha shouldn't have been doing frog splashes. Charlotte should have always been doing a figure four. That's the only one that makes sense.
I would pull out the Randy Savage figure, but he's actually behind you. I can't reach him.
Oh, where is he? I don't see him. I'll find him. There he is.
He fell down.
So that's kind of my 2 cents on Raw. Seth Rollins and CM Punk, without a doubt,
Here, let's move the
had a banger of a match.
None of those matches were bad.
No, there was not a bad match on it. I will say, for me personally, I did think it was a little ironic that there was so much of the Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk match in that Seth Rollins versus CM Punk match. Kind of seemed as if, to me, CM Punk wanted another try at that match, you know? I don't know. Were you watching AEW? I was, like, super into it back then.
I was, but I hadn't made the connection because I haven't seen this episode.
There's a lot of similarities, I would say, between the Hangman Adam Page match and the CM Punk match, and it's shockingly like so, and maybe even to the point that they wanted to say, hey, we're doing this one a little bit better than we did it the last time.
I
think
some one-upsmanship.
I think there's a little bit of one-upsmanship, especially knowing Seth Rollins and CM Punk, and both of those dudes love to hold a grudge. So
yeah,
it's amazing that they can even get along with how much they both just love to hold a grudge. But that is my 2 cents on Raw. I cannot wait to talk to you about it after you've seen everything, because I know you've seen the clips, and like it's just so much in the air of being a wrestling fan this week. But I really want you to sit down and enjoy the whole experience.
I'm looking forward to it. Now that things are a little bit back to normal, I'll try to watch it tonight. Being that I've already watched the Nightmare Rumble, which we've already talked about, and I'll watch it this evening after we get done here.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you'll enjoy it.
Has anybody in the chat had anything to say?
What's chat got to say about Raw?
I don't have my computer with me today. It's been a crazy snow day, a whirlwind the last 48 or 72 hours. It's Wednesday, right?
Yes, it is. All day.
All right, good.
Wednesday at 7, baby.
Yeah, there's some talk about going back and forth about Bret Hart or Hulk Hogan and opinions on him. Brett Martinez says that we don't have that WWE doesn't really have the talent for a new Undertaker at this point. There's no one there who has that Raw, at least I guess in the men's division.
That's why I think that Rhea Ripley is who you've been looking for.
Yeah. Let's take it in a whole other direction, and she has a little bit of that spooky quality about her.
Definitely.
Without actually she's gothy.
Yeah,
and scary talented.
Well, and when you look at Undertaker coming back, like post Badass Undertaker is spooky and gothy, but not necessarily magic.
Right.
And I think that Rhea Ripley has that very much that post Badass run Undertaker energy to her. I really do.
Yeah.
Anything else from the chat, Tiny Brian?
They're kind of quiet. Matthew Berry just joined us.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matthew. How's it going?
It was good sitting with Matthew this past week at the Nightmare Rumble.
It most certainly was. He showed me a couple of photos of that he had taken during the evening. Some from the Rumble, some from the Beaches and Cream match, and all phenomenal shots.
Always.
Yeah. Nothing but bangers.
So we've got an ad break coming up, right?
Let's do the
Tour updates.
Tour updates. Let's start.
Have we not even gotten to the tour updates yet? What am I
No.
doing? What am I doing?
Oh, it's ridiculousness. It really is. But that's okay.
Let's open up the magic window. We do have a new poster for Tough Love 2025, so you guys can see that there on screen. Well, you can't, but they can. Trust me. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's right there. So go ahead, Brian. Give us a tour update.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Okay. OVW Rise returns to Hot Point Davis Arena on January 9th. That is tomorrow.
It is.
6:30 p.m. Tickets go on sale they're on sale now for Tough Love, and that is just been announced. Hot Point Davis Arena, February 8th is the next OVW pay-per-view. And OVW Winter Warfare in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, that is January 25th, 2025. You can get tickets for all of these events at OVWTix, that's OVWTIX.com.
So yeah, that's and we have heard down the pipeline that we should experience, or we will be hearing about new OVW experiences in the new year. But as for right now, the furthest one we have out on the calendar is Tough Love on the 8th.
Yes.
That is the week after. I suppose that's going to be a busy week for a lot of OVW talent because that is the week after the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis.
That's on the 25th, right?
No, it's in February this year.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's the first weekend of February this year. So I suppose that weekend.
That's the first then.
A lot of, I think it's actually on the 2nd. I think it's on the Sunday night, but it's that
Really?
weekend. Yeah. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure.
We'll figure it out, guys.
Anyway. Yeah, that's going to be a busy weekend for a lot of those people that live in that Louisville area. I know that, the Royal Rumble is as big as any event out there, except for less for maybe WrestleMania, and I think the Royal Rumble is my favorite event.
Yeah.
It is Rumble season.
Any of those 4 pay-per-view events, the entire town turns into a wrestling utopia around those times. I assume that a lot of our favorite faces will probably be finding some work up there that weekend.
I would certainly guess so.
And then they will be back for a serving of tough love the next week at Davis Arena.
Yep, that's right.
Let's go to break.
All right. My name is Jack Minogues. This is
Brian Hines.
the OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back, and we will be back right after this.
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
Have you seen how cool this shirt is?
I see that.
We have a whole TeePublic shop that sells these.
I did not know that, no.
We do, yes. And we have links in all of our social media about it. You can get this, or you can get the unofficial.
You can get this, or you can get that.
That is absolutely true.
I honestly don't know.
Hey, my name's
what
Mark
just
with
happened.
the OVW Fan Zone.
A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. 2 entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow. The wrestling brand.
I'm Sarah and I'm with the OVW Fan Zone.
I'm Christian and I'm with the OVW Fan.
I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude. Without you, there is no OVW. Without your passion, your energy, your unwavering support, there is no us. There's no talent, no production. Without you, there's no OVW. Thank you for being the driving force behind everything we do. The unsung heroes of our saga. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, OVW fans. We can't do it without you.
Hey, it's me, Cal Hero, and I am at the OVW Fan Zone. Come on, come hang out.
Where fans talk back. My name is Jack Minogues.
I'm still Brian Hines.
Let's get into some predictions on the card for tomorrow evening. Do we have that graphic? Are we going to that graphic? We don't have to go to that graphic. We don't. We really
The full
don't.
predictions graphic. There we go. Predictions.
Okay.
It's over now.
That's right.
Thank goodness.
Yep.
Forever. First matchup. Do we have the graphics up above us as well?
Yes, magic
Sweet.
window.
Maximo Suave and Jota Pesos versus Tony Evans and Jay De Niro.
That's Superior Tony Evans.
Tony Evans and Jay De Niro.
First off, glad we finally get Maximo And Peso.
It seems like it's solidified. It seems like it's not going anywhere.
Good.
Also want to say, glad to see Hoda on this card
Yes.
after he took a tumble during that Rumble on the outside.
Yeah.
It was glad to see he's doing well. It was a scary moment.
After catching his knee brace going through the ropes
on Thursday night.
He has had a rough way to go.
Yeah. So glad to see him doing well. I think obviously no, I think it's Tony and Jay.
I don't know. I mean, it's a hard one to predict because this is our first true tag team match, seeing Maximo Suave and Hoda Peso together.
Mm-hmm.
What we've been wanting to see for like 6, 8, 10, 12 months now.
A long
time. But the amount of momentum that Superior Tony Evans and Jay De Niro have had with their feud with Beaches and Cream, I feel like they're, pretty much right up there at the top of the food chain. So, I mean, it's head versus heart.
Not only that, but Jay De Niro and Tony Evans no longer have to worry about Will Austin.
Legally
speaking,
sure. In terms of the contract, no. But does that mean that
he won't find his way in there?
Yeah, because that's definitely a Will Austin thing to do. But I kind of feel like it's going to be Superior Tony Evans and Jay De Niro because I feel like I just feel like that is.
Will this be the first time too that we've seen Hoda and Jay back together since Hoda became Hoda?
I think
yeah. That's an interesting notion.
Yeah.
So there is that to look forward to as well.
So can we take a moment here because our next thing is going to be another tag match. We are suddenly seeing a proliferation of tag teams in this company once again. When it felt like a lot of that was gone, we see Bizzo and Bundles are now tagging up.
Mm-hmm.
We have this grouping. We have Hoda and Maximo. We have Jay and Tony.
Peaches and Cream.
They're
Adam
more
and
perennial.
Jesse.
Tucks and Chains.
Tucks and Chains. Yeah, it seems like seems like Chains is popping in and out recently. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is long term, but traditionally there's a tag team tournament sometime in the spring quarter.
Is it normally in the fall, and we just got? You think it's going to get pushed out to the spring?
Is it in the fall?
I thought the Nightmare because it's the Nightmare Cup. I don't know. Hopefully, we're gearing up for the Nightmare Cup. That's all I'm saying.
I think that if you're placing teams together, you're either trying to bulk up the division for a lot of challenges to the current champions, or you're bulking up the division for a tournament. Those would be my two guesses, but I don't know, man. I don't know nothing. Really don't. Every time I try to act like I know nothing, I'm proven that every time I try to act like I know anything, I'm proven that I know nothing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Socrates said that the only thing that he knew for certain was that he knew nothing.
Dust, wind, dude.
All we are is that.
Yeah, I'm also going Tony Evans and Jay De Niro here.
Yeah, the chat room is mostly with you guys. Although there is the heart. Lots of people are expressing some support for Hoda and Maximo, but
as they should.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see them win, but it's not. Who would you love to see? It's who do you think will win?
And
when it comes to predictions.
And we both think here in this instance it'll be Tony Evans and Jay De Niro.
My question is this: do we expect to see interference from Will Austin? Or do we expect to see interference from Beaches and Cream? Do you think either of those might be a possibility?
I think Will Austin is a distinct possibility.
He's always a distinct possibility.
I think,
but we never know because that's in the future and he's the future. So
Beaches and Cream will probably be checking out chicks somewhere.
Well, yeah.
They got bigger things. They've got the belts. They got bigger things to worry about.
Getting in fights at the bar or something. Whatever.
No, breaking up fights in the bar.
Whatever they do. Whatever it is they do.
Depending on the night of the week.
Maybe so. So we got a big return in our next match.
Yeah, one of your boys.
All right, good deal. So the next match is AJZ and Dalton McKenzie representing the Revolution.
They were the first tag team champions out of the Revolution.
That's true. Versus Mr. Spectacular Jesse Goddard and
My
Adam
favorite
Revolver.
thumb.
My favorite thumb, Adam Revolver.
So I'm really glad that we're moving forward. You know, speaking in your conversation about bulking up the division, you got two heavy hitters whenever you pair up Adam Revolver and Jesse Goddard, man. Those two of your longest running talents, two guys that, well, Jesse Goddard can be a face. I'm less convinced on Adam Revolver's aptitude to do so. I really like them as a pairing. I'm going Goddard and Revolver.
I kind of feel like the momentum is with Goddard and Revolver as well. Although it will be wonderful to see Dalton McKenzie back. It's been a while since we've seen him.
Yeah, we always love to see Dalton McKenzie.
And I'm hoping that we can get him on the show sometime. Maybe we can get him and AJZ as a team.
That'd be great.
But it's long overdue.
That'd be great. We'd love to have both of them, especially now that we know AJZ can talk.
Yeah, that's true.
We thought he only spoke in growls.
Up until past Saturday, he has. I guess Thursday, right?
And menacing grins.
Very menacing.
As well, yeah.
Very menacing grins. Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Victorian doll style. Almost.
Who is it? Who would you be more uncomfortable if they smiled at you? AJZ or lovely Miss Larkin?
Lovely Miss Larkin for different reasons.
Yeah, it's a scary look.
Probably AJZ because I've had enough experience with ladies like Miss Larkin to where
Humble brag.
Yeah. No, AJZ kind of creeps me out.
He's a creepy guy.
He reminds me of a couple of specific characters from specific places that I'm not going to get into that have creeped me out for quite a long time. So if that's what you were going for, you nailed it.
You know what, though? I bet he's a sweetheart.
I'm sure you're probably right.
You know, for what it's worth, I bet he's a nice guy.
Yeah, when he's not terrorizing the OVW, he's probably like reading stories at the public library or baking cookies. Who knows? I mean, he's probably a really sweet stand-up guy.
AJZ story time.
Yeah.
At the library.
Now I want a series of these videos of AJZ rolling out cookies and AJZ just gardening.
This has been an idea of mine for a long time of Tony Evans reading time.
I love that.
Where he doesn't ever get into the book. He just keeps telling the kids to hush the whole time.
Yeah, he'll get like halfway through like
the first sentence,
a 3-sentence page, and the kids have already lost interest.
He's like, hush. 2 hush.
Redfish hush.
Tell me that's not good stuff. That'd be good stuff.
Green eggs and hush.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
We already said Goddard's Revolver, right? We're moving forward,
and we'd love to see them on the show too.
Yeah, golly, get us some clicks. Hashtag that House of Villains. Get us some clicks over here. Up next is J-Rod versus Sophia Rose. Sophia Rose, the beacon of hope and light and everything that is good in the world.
J-Rod, not so much.
And that's why Sophia Rose is going to lose.
Yeah, but is it setting the table for something bigger?
I've said this. It's really been building momentum over the last few months, but it's made sense for a long time. Sophia Rose is ready-made star. She's going to be the biggest person in that division one day, which is why she can lose from here until the cows come home, because whenever she starts winning, it's just going to work, and no one's going to question it.
Absolutely.
Tonight's not the night.
You don't think?
J-Rod ain't the person.
Yeah, I mean, okay, first off, title match or no?
Non-title.
Non-title.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think it's kind of a toss-up.
So you want to go – I'll go J-Rod. You want to go Sophia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Sophia Rose's night. I believe in you, Sophia Rose.
Oh, I believe in Sophia Rose. I just don't think it's her night. So I'll go J-Rod.
So do we think we see Haley tomorrow?
I do.
Do we think we get a promo out of Haley?
I think we see Haley post-match. Maybe
Maybe on commentary.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, you want to get a I
So,
got a I got a
spoilers,
prediction.
Haley was the winner of the Women's Nightmare Rumble.
Oh, if they're tuning into this, they know that.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say is J-Rod beats Sophia Rose, Tata Vic and J-Rod beat down after the match. So Haley J comes and makes the victory. Tag team Sophia and Haley versus Tata Vic and J-Rod next week.
That's about as solid as a prediction as I could possibly imagine for this.
That is pretty in line with past OVW. If I had to make a guess, that would be my guess.
Dark horse prediction, Ladybird.
Oh wow, that would
You're so ready for Lady Bird to come back here.
I would love that.
Please come home.
I would love that so
Please
much.
come home.
Who was the lady who was in the Women's Rumble that was once in the Fallen? Wasn't Larkin. It
Hold
was,
on.
Shauna Reed?
Shauna Reed.
Ah, crap. I was checking my notes and everything.
I did leave those notes there in case we wanted to talk about the Nightmare
This is
Rumble.
garbage.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see those two team up.
Who?
Shauna Reed and lovely Miss Larkin.
Oh, some creepy action going on.
Yeah.
Some weirdos.
Yeah,
Just get some-
it's like two wild and crazy guys from SNL, only even wilder and crazier, and they're women wrestlers.
two straight up weirdos going together.
Yep.
That'd be nice. I guess I could do with that.
The chat room seems to like the notion of Lady Bird returning.
I mean, Lady Bird and Sophia Rose were really onto something whenever they were around. Having said that, I think no one has benefited more from Lady Bird's absence than Sophia Rose.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Totally agree with that.
what is this last note here true? Is this last note here true? When what I'm reading here is true?
I believe.
Is Dude Love gonna be in the house?
Dude Love will be in the house.
So Dude Love, what a wonderful way to start off 2025, Brian Hines.
That was the biggest, best surprise of the Rumble that I didn't know I needed, but I am so glad we got that.
So my mom got me a Dude Love Funko Pop. And you know me, I'm not like a big Funko guy, but she knows I like wrestling. She's trying to be nice. And she bought me a Dude Love Funko Pop, and I sent her a message last week or whenever, I guess earlier this week, and said, "Oh, that Funko Pop that you got me, he was at OVW." She was like, "Really? I thought he was dead." And I said, "No, Mick Foley's alive." And she said, "Oh, I thought that was Macho Man." And I said, "No, you got me a Dude Love Funko Pop." So that's like the most mom, like just layers of mom upon mom.
That's so hilarious.
I mean, it even says on the front of the box.
It literally says on the front of the box. Yeah, she just saw glasses, thing around the head. What do they call it? Headband, whatever.
And probably bright colors.
Bandana, bright colors. Yeah.
Dude Love.
Yeah. So, but I was like, no, Mom, he's a different guy. Different. Not even in the company at the same time.
No.
But yeah, so Dude Love is in the house. Dude Love coming out at the Rumble was, I mean, like seeing Mick Foley there do commentary is cool.
Yes.
Seeing Mick Foley get into the ring is cool. Well, I think we saw, who did he give a DDT to? Tony Evans? Did he DDT Tony Evans?
I know that Tony Evans received the, as he put it, the crotch sock treatment several times at the hand of Mick Foley.
That is different from Socko, right?
No.
Could be.
Love. Well, it was a black sock, I noticed.
Dude Loves,
Dude
yes.
Loves, yeah. That's the love handle. It's different.
Ew. So we do
The
have from
handleable
a
claw.
couple weeks ago, the scoop we received about Mick. Would we want to let's play that video one more time?
Do we have it?
Yes, we have it. We have it up and ready. So let's take a look at it.
Hello, everyone. All you OVW fans, it's a hardcore legend, Mick Foley. I know I've been gone for many months, and though I still do not know who injured me, I've got a few ideas. And when I know for sure, all of you will find out as well. Have a nice day.
That was Mick Foley. That was some scoop that we got a few weeks ago.
Like the second or third week of December, maybe?
Mick Foley said that he did not know who attacked him yet. He had some guesses, had some ideas.
Yeah.
When Dude Love comes to the ring and we all calm down finally enough to let him speak, what did he say?
He said that Mick Foley wasn't well enough to make a return.
Right.
But Dude Love wanted to let us know that the person who attacked Mick Foley, it was like the Who Shot Mr. Burns of 2024 in OVW wrestling was none other than the veteran Jack Vaughn.
According to Dude Love.
According to Dude Love.
Who Mick Foley famously called his favorite wrestler.
Yes.
To the
that's
point
correct.
that Jack had some shirts made.
I should have got one of those.
I believe he
those
still
are
does.
sweet. Those are
Yeah.
sweet. I'm gonna have to get one of those. Now I've finally got a little bit more money in my pocket and go back to the merch stands a little more often.
That's right.
So do we know what is he commentating? Like, is he coming back out?
You know how these things are.
I hope he just talks. I hope I hope it's a 2-hour long Dude Love broadcast.
Just top of 7 o'clock, dude walks in.
The Dude Love
brings
experience.
his poetry, and he's just in there reciting and talking about things just for 2 solid hours. That's what you want?
It is, yes, because Mick Foley is charismatic enough to do that. I remember when I saw Mick Foley on the speaking tour, and like, it's this guy that you know from all of these like incredible moments, these like death-defying things, and you know he's not moving the way he used to, but then you see him speak, and you see the smile, and you hear the voice, and all the charisma is just there immediately. It doesn't matter, you know, that he's like saying, no, this step's too big for me to walk up now. Like, it doesn't matter that he's admitting his own, you know, the hurt,
injuries that have taken a toll on him.
Because he's still Mick effing Foley.
Yeah.
And when you get to see him, I mean, dude, seeing him walk to the ramp, it's cool as hell. Seeing Mick Foley walk through the ropes is like enough for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know, we saw Mick come in months ago when he was coming around Davis before the shutdown mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Mick did not get in the ring with the alacrity that Dude Love did on Saturday.
No, Dude Love was moving quick.
He had a little bit of spring in his step, and I was glad to see it.
Yeah. No, I mean, anytime that you get to see Mick Foley at Davis, anytime you get to see Mick Foley anywhere, go see him. Go see him at your comedy club. Go see him at the brewery like we did. Anytime you get to see Mick Foley, it's amazing. That was a really special moment, though. And, like, as a wrestling fan, like, one that I will remember for a long time. Because here's the thing. Mick Foley he could be doing anything he wants.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday night. Mick Foley could be anywhere in the world that he wanted. He wanted to be at Davis Arena. And that is something, like, very, very special and very, very... I think something that I would like to bring up and like pay attention to is like that guy could be doing anything. He's here for us.
And a lot of that is in thanks to Miss Becky Katie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was able to get that word with him at the Comic-Con.
And then pass it on to us.
That was in Columbus, I believe.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, we probably would not have gotten that. We
very well might not have seen Dude Love at the Rumble.
Yeah. So that was wonderful.
It was really, really, I really can't understate as a wrestling fan. You get so jaded, dude. You get so jaded.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you watch these people do 540-degree backflips or whatever, and you're just like, oh, boring. I've seen it before. As a wrestling fan, everything that I loved about wrestling was watching Dude Love walk through those ropes.
Yes, it absolutely was.
It really was.
The whole night itself really kind of had a throwback feel for me. And there was, I mean, every show at OVW is great. Every Rise, every pay-per-view, every Overdrive.
They don't miss.
Yeah.
They don't miss.
But there was a little bit of electricity in the air that you don't always get when you do anything, really.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely had that feeling on Saturday night. And then seeing him come out was the cherry on top.
Yeah.
It was the icing on the cake.
Well, and there's such a big, to speak to your point, there's such a big difference between not missing and then just knocking it out of the park.
Yes.
And most people could barely not miss. Most people rarely knock it out of the park. In the time that we've covered OVW, we are very fortunate to say that like they've done both.
They did.
They've done both, and like whenever your baseline is good, it gets you so close. It gets you so much closer to being able to have a night like you did on Thursday night, or on Saturday night.
Yes.
Where because you laid such a sincere and steady, firm groundwork, you're able to have that electric moment, like you're saying, on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite moment of the night. But my second favorite moment of the night was none other than Jebediah Blackhawk in the Rumble.
Jebediah Blackhawk clearing house in the Rumble.
with his magic powers.
while never stopping dancing.
I was really hoping for the yellow boots. Those are my favorites. But it was great to see him. And music played the whole time. Got 3 people out of the ring, and it was great to see him in action. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, great
so,
Rumble.
A year and a half ago, the first time I ever saw Jebediah, I was sitting beside one or the other of you. I think it was probably Brian. And I kind of, the first thing that hit my head is I leaned over, the music is playing, and I was like, if it wasn't for this guy, I would have been married a long time ago.
Being from out where you're from?
Yeah.
Wait.
Jebediah, Cotton Eye Joe, Blackhawk.
Yeah, that's kind of where you went with that. I thought you were going to go somewhere different, and I'm glad you didn't tell that story. We'll save that one to talk about after the show.
Yeah, that one will come out right after the Beaches and Cream interview does.
Right after we get OVW Podcast After Dark.
Yeah.
We'll get an OnlyFans page and put it on that.
We got one more commercial break. We'll come back and talk to the chat a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
Wait. Before we go to break,
Brian Hines.
let's give them a couple minutes.
Cook it up.
To think about some things. New year.
Mm-hmm.
New opportunities.
Yes.
What do you as the fans want to see from OVW in 2025?
Great question, Brian
and
Hines.
who do you want to see?
Drop them in there, and I'll.
Who haven't you seen in a while? Who do you think would be a great fit for OVW?
Who's floating around out there? Maybe some newly released talent from one of your favorite big companies that you think OVW might have a place for. That you think, tell us not only who you want to see, but who you want to see him against. Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us
Or if you've got some outstanding local talent that you think would be a great fit, because I can think of a couple people I've already talked about on air that I would love to see in OVW, but
they're guys I've never seen wrestle that I know all about from you. So.
You haven't yet, but hopefully you will soon.
Hopefully I will soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you guys want to see? That's a great question, Brian Hines. What do you guys want to see in 2025? Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see him against? Who should come in? Who should leave? Everything is on the table, chat. Tell us what you want to see in 2025.
Or what do you want to see from us? What do you want to see
from us?
What would you like to see us do in 2025 on the Fan Zone? Do you want more trivia? Do you want cooking segments? Do you want remote interviews? All of the above? None of the above. Who knows?
Tell us how Nosferatu stacked up to the Francis Ford Coppola version. Tell us whatever you want in the chat. What's up, Malachi? Yeah, are you ready? You need me to go? Okay.
Okay, I think Timmy's lost in a well.
Yes.
So we're going to have to take a couple minutes.
Let's get to Timmy, and we'll be back right after this.
If we can make it to 1,000 subscribers by Christmas, Doug Basham said that he would get in the ring with anybody in the OV locker room of our choosing.
And I'll say this because I think we could work on this. We will, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will put up a poll so that you guys can tell us a little bit who you would like to see that night, and maybe we can get it done.
Get some input on it.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we can. There's no guarantees in wrestling, but
cards subject to change.
Maybe your guy. We get a little bit of data from you guys on who you would want to see, and we look around and see what's available. And maybe we can get some input on it.
I would like to sweeten the pot.
Okay.
Okay.
OVW Nation, if you can get us to this 1,000 subscriber goal on the YouTube, I will get a tattoo.
Dream a reality and attend the world-famous Harvard of Pro Wrestling. The OVW Academy with Al Snow, the birthplace of legends including Batista, John Cena, Randy Orton, The Miz, and many more. Will you be the next name added to that impressive list? Visit OVWacademy.com and apply now.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I'm in the OVW Fan Zone.
I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude. Without you, there is no OVW. Without your passion, your energy, your unwavering support, there is no us. There's no talent, no production. Without you, there's no OVW. Thank you for being the driving force behind everything we do. The unsung heroes of our saga. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, OVW fans. We can't do it without you.
a love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand, a brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow, the wrestling brand.
Hi, this is Roy Bishop, and we're in the OVW Fan Zone.
Me, Cal here, and I am at the OVW Fan Zone. Come on, hang out.
Welcome back. Final segment of the OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back. My name is Jack Minoaks.
Behind.
Tiny Brian, what's percolating over in the chat? Anything much going on over there?
First, I just want to say, guys, I just put a link to the video on our YouTube channel that debuts in 15 minutes.
Yeah, so take the party from this chat, take it on over to our YouTube channel, and watch our coverage of the OVW 2025 Nightmare Rumble.
And yes, that is still available. You do have to pay for it, but it is available at OVW Tix or with what do they call Fight now? Triller Plus.
It is worth the price of admission, for real.
No, while we have a moment, how do you watch it? Because we watch them on the YouTube. How do you watch it on the YouTube? What do you have to watch it on YouTube?
So if you actually pay for the pay-per-view,
okay,
they will send you a link.
And it just links forward to
and
YouTube?
It links to, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And then you get the YouTube video.
That is a computer link and not like a sausage link.
Right. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I'd love to get pay-per-view on a sausage link. That'd be great.
The first pay-per-views actually were on a sausage link. A lot of people don't know that.
Sema Idrish says, "Hey, please tell me."
That's not how you say that.
Probably not.
Can you spell it?
I mean, yes, Idrish. Idrish.
I'll have to look at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Please tell me, has Freya the Slayer ever given a double choke slam? And I don't think so. I don't know that I've seen her do that.
Oh, surely she has.
Maybe she has, but don't call me Shirley. I would imagine if anybody in the OVW women's division would have given a double choke slam, it would be Freya for sure.
I think that she gave a double choke slam to Tiffany, but it was just to Tiffany. I think it was enough of force for two people, but it was just one person. What else we got?
All right, so let's see. Ken Terminated says that he is so happy that EC3 no longer holds the national belt.
That is, so Ken, I guess I would ask, are you happy that Doug Basham holds it, or is it just that EC3 no longer holds it? I think that is a sentiment a lot of fans share.
That EC3 no longer being champion is
on the up and up.
Yes.
Correct.
I can safely say that I would agree with that.
Now, I think we're in a very interesting spot where Doug Basham is now that champion. And I think that we're in for a lot of fun, and to be honest.
I do too.
But
and Doug has the credentials to carry the national. That's the thing. They didn't just give it to anybody. That is the reasonable choice, even if we don't really like him.
Well, and Doug is the baddest dude right now. Just is. Plain and simple speaking, he just is.
Yeah.
And it has been I know that he, came and gave us for a couple weeks in a row, but
every time we say his name, I expect like a certain other person, I expect him to appear.
But it has been he's been the best heel of the year.
Yeah,
he really has. Both he's backed it up in the ring too.
It's been a very entertaining year to be a wrestling fan, much less a podcaster covering OVW.
Mm-hmm. In fact, Brett Martinez, the very next comment that I captured here, says Doug Basham is the perfect champion.
Okay. See, so Doug is, I think no matter who it was, they were going to have more support than EC3.
That's not saying a lot.
And that's not, unfortunately, not saying a whole lot.
Yeah.
EC3 kind of won me over with the hangnail thing, though.
The hangnail thing, man. So I saw him briefly as we were leaving. He came out, and he looks me. He kind of walks into the group that I'm a part of, and he goes, "I had a hangnail." And I just immediately replied, millions suffer each year.
It's true.
And I actually got kind of a out of him.
If you watch our coverage of the Nightmare Rumble on our channel after this, you'll see me working with a hangnail on the air while you two are arguing. Trying to get a hangnail off.
Happens all the time, man. Dry skin is a bitch.
Yeah, and I mean, out in this
especially in
weather,
the winter.
golly.
So
Ryan Davis says, so Carson Drake was innocent all along? And I feel like we've just not said Carson's name on any of our programming recently enough, so I thought we'd at least bring him up.
He like I said, Dude Love came to the conclusion. I think the jury's still out.
I definitely feel like there's more to this than just there's the reveal and haha, that's it.
Or maybe there's not.
Maybe
Either way, we got to see Dude Love.
Yeah. Either
And
way.
we're going to see him again.
That's so dope, dude. I can't believe that. That's so dope.
And let's see. Ken Terminated says, I want to see Layla Faust be a star or a champion.
She's going to have to get out of her own way first.
Understatement. There's something inherently very likable about Miss Feist. Inherently very, very likable about Miss Feist. I know that, this might be unpopular opinion.
we have a Ito Kaku has given us
Ito Kazako.
Ito Kazako gives a $5 super chat that says, I expect a promo with our dear OVW podcast crew in the middle of the ring in 2025 at famous Hot Point Davis Arena during a pay-per-view.
Well, that would be great.
Wow.
I like where your head's at, Iko, but I wouldn't. Yeah, we're a bunch of slobs.
No, actually, Ito, speak it into existence. 2025,
Yeah.
Jamin Olavencia, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start every time.
That's how it works, man.
Every time I need to start referring to anything slightly ethereal, I'm just gonna say Jamin Olavencia.
Speak it into existence.
Speak it into existence.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. And you can't create it unless you're already thinking it.
And this is a true story. I did see Malachi manifest a milkshake once.
It was so weird. He definitely.
I'm not kidding.
I'm not going to make
the
the
day
obvious joke.
the day we talked
the
to
day
Jamin,
the day we interviewed Jamin, Malachi, we were at a drive-through, and Malachi was like, "I want a milkshake." We're at a very famous drive-through where their ice cream machines don't work. There's another chicken place that's not open on Sundays right across the street, and Malachi says, "I think I'm gonna go get a milkshake over there." Malachi's in and out in 30 seconds. I'm like,
he jumps out of the car while you and I are still sitting in drive-through.
Running through traffic.
Through traffic. He's in and out in 30 seconds. He's grinning ear to ear. This man has walked in to try to order a milkshake. The person behind him pays for it. He literally manifested it. And that's when
amazing.
That was when my poem is finally gets out there, and that was like kind of the beginning of that idea of a poem was when Malachi manifested a milkshake the day after Jamin.
True story.
True story.
Whoa.
True story. Yep.
And thus, PS spoke on the fan zone
2 times this year already.
Wow,
one on each show.
We're getting there.
To keep it balanced, Cosmic Joe Chronicle says, "Get rid of Carson Drake."
Oh,
see, we had a pro Carson Drake one a minute ago. Now we got
the man you love to hate. He's got the most punchable face in OVW.
I will say this about Carson Drake in 2025 in OVW: go see him at any house show you can.
Yes. Much different experience.
Much different Carson Drake. Much different Carson Drake.
Let's see. Wrestling's biggest fan says, "I hope to see Netflix invest in a season 2, presumably of wrestlers. But I guess we need to see new stars. Not sure what the deal is there. What do you guys think about do we think that Raw on Netflix makes Wrestlers 2 more or less likely?"
I say more likely.
I going with my gut. Yes, I feel like it's more likely.
Especially, there's this WWID thing floating around. There's a lot of. It seems like OVW could be the perfect school to fall in line with a program like that. So then you have WWE Raw on Netflix. You have WWID through Al Snow Wrestling Academy through OVW. It seems like too much synergy not to have a season 2, right? And there's a lot of stuff that has to happen for that to happen, right?
Yeah.
But looking at what we know about WWID right now, it really it seems like Al Snow Wrestling Academy checks every box that they could possibly ask for.
Not only that, but for Netflix and WWE to make a deal like that, that big a deal, that means that Netflix has enough faith in the wrestling community itself to make wrestlers happen.
Right.
To make WWE think, I think Netflix would be the way to go. And Netflix is like, oh, yeah, we're here for you. Bring it.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely love that. I think that is lockstep with everything else that both sides have going on.
And I want to say, we don't know nothing.
No.
We don't know nothing.
No.
This is all just pure conjecture, pure speculation. That's the reason you listen to a wrestling podcast is pure conjecture and pure speculation anyway.
You want to know how much I know? That much.
Damn it.
I saw that. I was like, oh, God, he's going to get him. As we start to wrap it up here, guys, Brett Martinez suggests a couple of names. Nick Naismith and Josh Alexander. Either one of those you think a pretty good prospect for OVW.
Man, I love Josh Alexander so much. One of the best kept secrets in wrestling, even though he's been on an international wrestling company for a long time, TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call it. Josh Alexander is one of the best kept secrets of professional wrestling.
Wait. You've never talked about Josh Alexander to me before. So are you keeping the secret from me?
I think I have.
Are you sure?
I think I've told you about him. I said, you guys see this guy. You guys, when we went to Impact, but he didn't wrestle that day. I said, you guys see this guy. He's got the ear pads.
So the universe kept him from me.
Right.
So the universe kept the secret.
I have never seen Josh Alexander live and been disappointed. In fact, I've only been like, how is this guy not everywhere? How is this guy not the biggest wrestler in the face of the planet?
I don't know.
Him and Speedball Mike Bailey, they had an Iron Man match, hour-long Iron Man match. The best. Brett and Sean, hang it up. The new standard in town is Speedball Mike Bailey and Josh Alexander.
That's high praise from Jackman Oaks.
No, the Impact's been cooking for so long, dude, and Josh Alexander has been right there at the top of that.
All right. Let's get into the calendar.
I actually did get to see Josh Alexander wrestle in Davis Arena, but it was for Impact and not for OVW.
That is so weird. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow, 6:30, 4400 Shepherdville Road, Hot Point Davis Arena, OVW Rise. OVW. You can also watch them film OVW Overdrive.
Mm-hmm. The show that always kicks out at 2. With
Brian Kennison, yes. And so then, let's see. Nothing until next Tuesday when you will be able to watch that on TV, on Netflix, or on YouTube.
There we go.
I'll get to it eventually. That is OVW Overdrive, the show that always kicks out at 2 with Dancing Stevie J and Brian Kennison.
I think I heard that somewhere.
Yes. Then next Wednesday, we'll have our review of tomorrow's action for Hot Point Davis Arena as we present the OVW podcast, the unofficial podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling. And then this time next week on Wednesday night, we are back running in 2025 every week. OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back. My name is Tiny Bryant. I am your producer with Malachi P.S. Woodard, my desk mate back here behind the camera. In front of the camera there, you see one Jackman Oaks and one Brian Aloysius Hines. They are your hosts for OVW Fan Zone Live. Join us back here next week. But more specifically, and more importantly almost, join us right now over on our YouTube channel at OVW Podcast, where we present episode 80 of the OVW Podcast.
Yes, chat.
Premiering right now.
Take the party from here, chat.